Hi everyone, Aiden here at the trailer. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this BulletProof Hitches offset ball mount for your 2.5-inch hitches. This is going to be part of their extreme duty line, so it's going to offer the highest weight capacity possible with their different ball mount options. And like you see here, it's going to be offset. So we have both a rise and drop position available to us without ever having to remove the ball mount from the hitch. So if you use a locking hitch pin and you don't want to have to mess with it, then this could be a really good option for you, especially depending on the trailers you have. But let's check it out. Now, to give you some measurements out of the gate, you'll probably notice that one of these gussets is a bit larger, so you have a bit more drop or rise height on that side of the larger gusset. So to get particular here, in this position with the smaller gusset on top, we can get a maximum drop of 7¼ inches or a maximum rise of 4¾ inches. If we were to flip the whole thing around so that the larger gusset were on top, we'd get a maximum drop of 5¼ inches or a maximum rise of 6¾ inches. But regardless of which position you're using it in, I think it's just handy to have the option for both a rise and drop without having to remove it from the hitch. Because any adjustable ball mount is really nice for adapting to different trailer ride heights, making sure you always toe level. Just pull the included pins and clips, slide it to your desired height, and repin it. And for most people, you might just find that you need various different drop heights, but say for that one trailer you need to, on occasion, toe and switch to a slight rise, you have that option here, and it can remain locked in the hitch the whole time. So if that's going to be something that works for you and your trailer combinations, this is really unique in that sense because not many other ball mounts offer this. And I know I mentioned this is part of BulletProof's extreme duty line, and that just refers to the weight capacity mainly. They categorize their ball mounts into 3 categories: standard duty, heavy duty, and extreme duty, and that will correlate to larger and larger weight capacities. So on this one, with your 2 5/16 inch ball up top here, you get a 36,000 pound gross trailer weight rating, but we could flip this around to a 2-inch ball, and that would drop our weight capacity down a little bit though to a 12,000 pound gross trailer weight rating. No matter which one you're using though, BulletProof rates this with a 6,000 pound max tongue weight, and that's at maximum downward pressure on the end. Of course, with any ball mount, you want to be mindful of the vehicle you're putting it in, especially with these extreme duty hitches. They are going to be rated pretty high, but maybe your truck isn't. So do be sure to check your vehicle, your hitch, and the ball mount you're using, and just go by the lowest rated component when towing so that you're towing safely. Now, I know I mentioned a couple times now a locking hitch pin. That's pretty important to note because this doesn't come with any hitch pin at all. And I would strongly recommend picking up a locking pin, unlike a standard pin and clip like this, just because this ball mount's going to be an investment and you want to keep it safe in the hitch. You can always pick up a locking pin set from Infinite Rule. That way the whole thing is protected. But at the hitch, I do want to point out one thing, that we have 2 hitch pin holes to choose from, and they're going to be spaced 1.5 inches apart. So you might find yourself needing to use this outer one for extra clearance, whether that be clearance from the collar of your hitch and these reinforcement gussets, maybe for something like an anti-rattle clamp that would wrap around here, or just extra turning clearance for your trailer. I'm going to slide ours into the further in pinhole, and when we're giving measurements, if you need any extra clearance or you're worried it's not going to be enough, just add 1.5 inches to the measurements we're about to give. Those measurements are going to be from the center of the hitch pin hole to the center of the ball where our trailer will actually be hooking up. That's going to be 11 7/8 inches. That's just helpful to know your turning clearance and how far your trailer is going to sit from your vehicle. And then also from the center of the hitch pin hole to the closest point, which is the larger gusset here, that's going to be 3.5 inches. Again, that one is a little bit close, and depending on your hitch and where it sits, you might find that just for better clearance, you need to move to that outer hitch pin hole to get up to 5 inches of space. Now, all around, you've got a black powder coat finish, even on the balls, and that's going to be one area that I'd strongly recommend starting out just using the included grease that Bulletproof Hitches gives you, because that powder coat, especially once you start to tow, that metal-on-metal contact does like to scratch that away pretty quickly. So to prolong the coating, greasing both the ball and the inside of the coupler is going to just help a lot. But all throughout, it's going to help the ball mount resist rust and corrosion over time. So overall, I think I really like the offset design here. Like I said, it's probably more likely that you're going to be utilizing that drop position more, especially on a larger truck like this where your ground clearance is a little bit better. So, you might share the same kind of complaint as me, where that rise position is just maybe a little bit too much. And while the travel is nice, you're probably not going to be using this upper end as often. But if you still plan on using it for a slight rise on occasion, maybe for that one trailer you have that rides high, you might consider a different option like an adjustable ball mount from Gen Y. They're one of the only other options that has an offset design, but I like theirs a lot better because it does favor the drop position a lot more, offers you even a little bit more adjustability there for how low it can go, and still gives you one slot up top where you can give a slight rise, because that's likely all you'll ever need. But if you do need the wide range this offers, and like the idea of being able to flip it around to favor a rise maybe a bit more, just depending on your trailer setup, then I do think this option from Bulletproof Hitches would be a really solid ball mount. It really just depends on your needs and the trailers you have. But this today was just our look at this extreme duty offset ball mount from Bulletproof Hitches for your 2.5-inch hitches. I'm Aiden, and thanks for watching.